All right. In case you're wondering what a Choose Your Own Adventure book looks like, yours is going to look a little different because you're not going to have choices on every page. But let's go ahead and take a look at it. So if you're reading the story, normally you read pages 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? But in Choose Your Own Adventure book, it doesn't go in order like that. Let's take a look at page 2 here. So you're reading the story. The main character in the story is the reader. That's why it'll be addressed to you. So if we read that on page 2, it says the cable attaching you to the moray is extended to its limit. You have come to rest on a ledge near the canyon on the ocean floor that ancient myth says leads to the lost city of Atlantis. So we're talking about this guy in a submarine, searching around, looking for the lost city of Atlantis. You have an experimental diving suit designed to protect you from the intense pressure of the deep. You should be able to leave the seeker and explore the sea bottom. The new suit contains a number of the latest microprocessors, enabling a variety of useful functions. It even has a built-in PDA with laser communicator. You can cut loose from the cable. The seeker is self-propelled. You are now in another world. Remember, this is a dangerous world, an unknown world. As agreed, you signal the moray. All systems go. It's awesome down here. Now, what happens is at the bottom of the page, it then gives you a question. So as the reader, you're choosing how the story develops. It says, if you decide to explore the ledge where the seeker has come to rest, turn to page 6. If you decide to cut loose from the moray and dive with the seeker into the canyon in the ocean floor, turn to page 4. Well, the next page here is page 3, so that's part of a different story. And you see, you're telling the story, it's going to go for a whole bunch of different directions, and you're going to have several different endings to the story. That's the fun of the Choose Your Own Adventure, is that the narrator is the main character, and it's also the person reading the story. And so as you read it, you make choices. Like in this second page, it says, carefully maneuvering the seeker between the walls of the canyon. So this is a part of a different story. You discover a large round hole. A stream of large bubbles flows steadily out of the hole. The seeker is equipped with scientific equipment to analyze the bubbles. It also has sonar equipment that can measure depth. The ocean covers close to 90% of the earth and is mostly unknown. Who knows where this hole might lead? And when you hear that, then they give you the question. If you decide to analyze the bubbles, turn to page 9. If you decide to take depth readings, turn to page 14. And so whatever you choose to do moves the story on. Like when you're talking about the rising action of the story, that's what's going on here, is you're choosing how that story moves as the reader. So when you're writing the story, you're going to have different moves for every. The story can go in any different direction. In fact, they can even turn into totally different stories depending what you choose to do, because no matter what choices you make, different things happen. Sometimes the stories, you might loop them around to where they connect. Sometimes you don't. And sometimes they end good. Sometimes your choices end bad. And there's several different endings in this type of book. So that you see that. Now, you won't go different pages because you don't want to have a whole bunch of documents attached to your story, or you don't want to have it super long. What you do is you number your paragraphs or your sections that you're writing about, and then you say turn to section 2, turn to section 14. Like this one would say, if you decide to analyze the bubbles, turn to section 9. And you just have different story where you jump around. It'll jump pages, sections forward and back, and it's just kind of fun. So hopefully you have fun with it. I think it's a fun story idea and a way to write. And that's what it is. So you can see an example of it. And then with the instructions, hopefully you get everything that you need. All right. Good luck.